That's Nick.
And that's Joseph. And today we're here to talk about Freakier Friday, the sixth film directed by Nisha Ganatra, which is, of course, a sequel to the 2003 remake, Freaky Friday. Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures is releasing it August 8th, 2025.
Do you know this director's other films?
Yes, I'm very familiar with Late Night, which starred Mindy Kaling and Emma Thompson. And then we reviewed her last film, The High Note, which starred Tracy Ellis Ross and Dakota Johnson.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. What is Freakier Friday about? 22 years after Tess and Anna endured an identity crisis, Anna now has a daughter and a soon-to-be stepdaughter. As they navigate the challenges that come when two families merge, Tess and Anna discover that lightning might strike twice. What is your pull quote?
Arguably more chaotic than it is freaky, Nisha Ganatra manages to effectively guide the strange chaos of Freakier Friday with enough finesse to effectively highlight the comedic camaraderie of Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis, both who seem to be supremely enjoying an irreverent reunion about intergenerational intrigue and empathy.
Mine. Freakier Friday delivers deja vu with only a fraction of the magic, but Curtis and Lohan keep it watchable.
I agree. I quite liked watching both of them to such a degree that it kind of eclipses a lot of nonsense.
Yeah, this movie is basically a photocopy of Freaky Friday, except instead of two people body swapping, it's four.
And I like how they still give Mary Rogers a credit adapted from her book.
But the story is Lindsay Lohan now has a daughter.
Harper, played by Julia Butters.
And Lindsay Lohan starts dating this man.
Eric, played by Manny Jacinto.
And after 6 months, they're about to get married. But he has a daughter.
Lily, played by Sophia Hammons.
And the two daughters don't get along. They go to school together. So their parents getting married is not what they want. But at Lindsay Lohan's bachelorette party, there's a psychic there, played by Vanessa Bayer. And she basically does the spell, which for people who haven't seen Freaky Friday, Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis body swap after they are seen arguing at a Chinese restaurant, and the proprietor of the restaurant gives them like these magic fortune cookies, and that's what causes them to body swap. In this movie, the same mother-daughter from the Chinese restaurant who caused all the drama in the last movie,
Pei, yeah.
They are at the bachelorette party, but they're not the ones responsible for the body swapping. It's Vanessa Bayer.
Madam Jen.
And after it happens, she's like, oh, it finally worked. We need to get back to that because I thought that was so weird.
I did think Vanessa Bayer was a lot of fun, even though that is nonsense.
So then the four characters body swap. And the entirety of the movie is the two daughters trying to sabotage the marriage, because not only do they not get along, but there's a lot of conflict because Lindsay Lohan's daughter wants to stay in LA, but her soon-to-be stepsister wants to go back to London,
where there are the memories of her dead mother,
which is kind of similar to Freaky Friday and Lindsay Lohan's dad being dead. So they are successful in sabotaging the marriage, but of course at the 11th hour...
For about 120 seconds of plot time.
Yeah, it only takes like 2 minutes for everything to get turned back around, and then the movie ends in the same way Freaky Friday does, which is a concert. Pink Slip is performing, Lindsay Lohan and her beau reunite, and then the final scene is them getting married. The end.
Opa!
And of course, during the concert, the two sisters, soon-to-be stepsisters, realize that they do want to be together, like as a family, and that's what switches the curse.
Home is where the heart is. This vague, nebulous theme of family that's very pervasive in studio cinema, is that because of the Fast and the Furious franchise? Family.
So Vanessa Bayer tells them, change the hearts you know are wrong to reach the place where you belong.
And she says it about 15 goddamn times.
And that's what they have to come to realize.
Yes.
And so they do.
And they do.
I don't have a lot of notes because it feels so familiar. Lindsay Lohan's character and Eric get together because they have to go to school because their daughters get into a fight. during like science class.
They create a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man by accident, basically.
And their teacher, played by X Mayo, I thought she was funny because she recognizes that they're like both single and attractive. And she even like sort of hints at like a threesome. But ultimately she makes them dinner reservations, and that's how they end up dating. And then like 2 seconds later, we see that they're getting married. They've been together for 6 months. And then we're introduced also to the idea that Jamie Lee Curtis has been very supportive of Lindsay's character
being a single mother.
So she never had like a dad who left or a father for her daughter who left. She had made it that way.
It's very Kirstie Alley and Look Who's Talking.
And then also her character stopped doing music. I thought that was all really vague. Like she stopped being a performer to take care of her daughter. So instead she's in artist management, which seems to be more stressful. And she's managing this singer named Ella.
Played by Maitrey Ramakrishnan, who seems very volatile.
Yes.
In ways that are also incredibly superfluous.
Well, let's get back to that, because after the switch happens, now, of course, everyone has to go to their corresponding daily activities. And so Lindsay Lohan, as her, with her daughter in her body, goes to Ella's photo shoot. And Jamie Lee Curtis tags along. While I think those two are very cute, I thought that scene felt so unnecessary. Because then we get like this extended like photo shoot.
Yes.
Then we see them do it. Then the daughters, immediately after, we get this extended like food tour. Because the joke is that they're in these young bodies with high metabolisms, so they can eat sugar and whatever. And I thought that felt kind of lame. Because first of all, Lindsay's character is supposed to be 36, and she's talking like she hasn't had French fries in years. And then Jamie Lee Curtis is acting like she looks like she enjoys food. So I don't know why she's acting like
enough. And also the metabolisms aren't that fast, girls. Anytime we switch to the daughters' perspectives, Harper and Lily, it made me feel like I was suddenly in that Diane Keaton movie, Mac and Rita. Remember?
Yes, actually. Well, I have to say, I was only there for Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan.
Yes.
And I'm very happy that they have more prominent roles, because I was afraid that they were going to be like very supporting and that the focus would be on the two daughters. So I like that they have more screen time and they're more involved. But nothing with these actors, but I just did not find those daughters interesting. It took me like 20 minutes to even get settled into the fact that Jamie Lee Curtis is in The British Girl. It just didn't, that dynamic didn't feel right to me.
I agree. Well, if you think back to, in the 76 version, that's Jodie Foster and Barbara Harris. And then there's a male version that we watched as well.
Oh, Vice Versa with Fred Savage and
Judge Reinhold.
That is actually pretty fun.
Fred Savage is quite good as the child in that. But when you think of 2003, Jamie Lee Curtis, Lindsay Lohan, they're both notable as themselves. These two, young women who are they're very talented and beautiful, but there's nothing to implement any excitement about them. Not their star personas, not the characters, nothing.
No. I will say, so a lot of people from Freaky Friday are in this movie, including Lindsay Lohan's brother, the mean teacher,
Stephen Tobolowsky,
Elton. He's in it.
He does the detention now.
And I thought that it was nice to see him. Chad Michael Murray is in it, who looks fantastic. I thought the best part about his character is that he still has a crush on Jamie Lee Curtis. And there's a record store scene that I think was probably one of my favorites, because Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan, who, are their daughters really, are trying to sabotage things by getting Chad Michael Murray to like fall in love with Lindsay Lohan again.
Trying to get him hot and bothered while he's at work.
But these are two girls who don't have any experience with like dating and flirting. So you have Jamie Lee Curtis trying to tell Lindsay Lohan how to flirt, and that results in something that's pretty cringy but funny. And then you have Jamie Lee Curtis running around like crawling on the floor, that I thought was really fun. And then immediately we get to the two of them borrowing Chad Michael Murray's car. And I thought that scene was really fun. We get a moment where, because they feel like young women are these teenage girls. So Jamie Lee Curtis is flirting with this teenage boy. And the dad is like, Dr. Coleman? Like, that's my therapist. You're hitting on my son.
Reminding me of my mother. That was kind of a divine secrets of the Yaya sisterhood moment.
Honestly, every scene where it's just Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan together are the highlights to me.
I agreed. And, Lindsay seems really vibrant in that
She looks great.
That she's having a good time. She doesn't seem ill at ease. I don't know, based on those terrible Netflix movies that she's made recently. I didn't know what to expect from her in this, and I was pleasantly surprised.
I also didn't care for Eric, who I know we reviewed. I think this review is coming out before our review for The Knife. Mm-hmm. But he plays a cop in that movie who I thought gave a really odd, like that character was really odd and the performance was strange. But I thought in this movie, he's kind of boring. Like,
well, he's picture perfect. There's absolutely nothing wrong with him. He says all the right things, even in wrong moments in that conference with the parents that seems like nonsensical a little bit. He's just boring. Yeah.
There's a scene where they have to like go do their immigration interview, and so it's Eric and Anna. Mm-hmm. And I didn't care for that scene because
that's predicated on him saying all the right things. So the CIS agent is like enamored with him.
And I didn't. Because you know what it kind of reminded me of? Oh gosh, what's the movie with SZA and
One of Them
Keke
Days?
Palmer? Remember when they're at the check cashing place trying to get a loan? Mm-hmm. I feel like it was trying to give that energy, but in like a Disney way, and it was so corny to me. Because I like the One of Them Days scene very much.
But again, also with her daughters inhabiting Lindsay Lohan's body, and so the intimacy becomes strange and has to be avoided at all costs. Both in Freaky Friday and this, like, I don't understand how Mark Harmon or Manny Jacinto aren't like, what's wrong? We're about to get married and you can't even give me a peck on the cheek.
Right.
Like, something's happened.
So at one point, Jamie Lee Curtis has to get a passport photo. Mm-hmm. But because it's the little British girl, she's obsessed with looking fabulous for the camera. So we get a moment where Jamie Lee Curtis has like lip plumper on. Mm-hmm. And then ultimately that passport photo is used as like the author's photo in her book.
Her new book.
Yeah, because towards the end we see her, like after All's Well That Ends Well, she's doing her book tour. I thought that was cute.
I was looking for a sequel to Senescence in Retrograde.
Oh, yeah. And then at the wedding, Chad Michael Murray shows up, and his date is this older woman named Beth, who is styled like Jamie Lee Curtis in Freaky Friday.
Her makeover in Freaky Friday.
With the pixie cut and like that flowy Stevie Nicks style dress.
I always think of Annie Lennox with that look. But yeah.
Or that. Mm-hmm. I thought that was really cute. And then during the credits, we get bloopers that I think just show how much fun these actors had during the movie. Mm-hmm. And I felt like they were having fun.
Yeah, you can feel it.
So overall, I did enjoy the experience.
I kind of wish David Gordon Green had gone this route with Laurie Strode at the end.
What would you give Freakier Friday?
I think I'm being inordinately kind, actually, giving it a 3. But I have to say, it was incredibly pleasant and a sweet surprise.
Yeah, I mean, if I could give it 2 3/4, I would. But I'll give it 3. I would watch it again at some point.
I would,
like on an airplane. Mm-hmm. Join us on Patreon and listen to our podcast. Bye.